Hello, my friends. Assalamu alaikum. The author of the grand scheme of God in the light of Quran has divided God's scheme into 11 stages for the purpose of understanding. We have already covered 4 stages. Today we will be addressing the 5th stage, and that is the curtain word, also known as Barzakh. I will now explore ChatGPT's objective perspective on the 5th stage. This analysis aims to provide a clear, unbiased understanding of the Quranic description of this stage. So let's begin. The 5th stage is the curtain word, that is Barzakh. There are 14 verses of Quran which have been used by the author to describe the curtain word, also known as Barzakh. All these verses were shared with ChatGPT. The following are ChatGPT's conclusions in this regard. It states, "The verses you have mentioned give us profound insights into Barzakh, or the curtain word, which is the intermediate state between death and resurrection. This realm serves as a separation between this life and the hereafter, where souls await the final judgment. Here is a summary of the lessons these verses provide about Barzakh, that is, the curtain word. Number 1. Immediate regret of disbelievers. In chapter 23, verses 99 and 100, those who die in disbelief instantly feel regret and desire to return to the word to do good. However, this request is denied and they are placed in Barzakh until resurrection. This emphasizes that Barzakh is a barrier beyond which repentance and returning to life are impossible. Point number 2. Consequence of false claims and rejection. Chapter 6, verse 93 discusses those who falsely claim divine authority or lie about God. At death, these individuals face severe consequences from the angels, who remind them of their transgressions. This verse highlights that one's beliefs and actions determine how they are received in Barzakh, with arrogant or disbelieving souls facing torment. Point number 3. Encounter with the angel of death. In chapter 32, verses 10 to 11, it is clarified that death is unavoidable, as the angel of death is tasked with taking every soul back to its creator. This reinforces the reality that Barzakh is where each soul awaits the eventual judgment, with no escape from the process of death and resurrection. Point number 4. Punishment for the arrogant and disobedient. In chapter 8, verses 50 to 51, and chapter 47, verses 27 to 28, we see that the souls of disbelievers and wrongdoers face humiliation and physical torment by the angels. This punishment, which begins in Barzakh, reflects the outcome of their actions and attitudes in life, particularly their resistance to God's commandments. Point number 5. The deceptive self-assurance of sinners. In chapter 16, verses 28 to 29, wrongdoers who try to justify themselves at death realize their fate too late, as angels respond that God knows their true deeds. Their entry into Jahannam, that is hell, shows that Barzakh is not just a passive waiting place, it is where the soul's eternal destination begins to unfold. Point number 6. Peaceful transition for the righteous. Conversely, chapter 16, verse 32 speaks of the death of the righteous, where the angels offer them peace and the glad tidings of paradise. This shows that for believers, Barzakh is an entry into peace and closeness to Allah, foreshadowing the eternal rewards awaiting them. Point number 7. The unique state of martyrs. Chapter 2, verse 154 and chapter 3, verses 169 to 170 mention the special case of martyrs who are described as alive with their Lord, receiving sustenance and rejoicing. This implies that in Barzakh, martyrs experience a unique state of life, marked by joy and the nearness to Allah, far from the usual separation faced by others. Point number 8. Disbelievers' regret and self-hatred. In chapter 40, verses 10 to 12, disbelievers express remorse, recognizing their misguidance only after experiencing the reality of death. This shows that Barzakh is a period in which self-awareness intensifies, but regret offers no escape from the consequences. Point number 9. The fate of the believers. Chapter 4, verse 69 and chapter 56, verses 13 and 14 describe the destiny of believers who will be with prophets, martyrs, and the righteous. This suggests that Barzakh for the pious is a state of nearness to these noble souls, a precursor to the ultimate companionship in the hereafter. The Chat GPT concludes by saying that these verses collectively describe Barzakh as a realm of heightened awareness, reflection, and consequences. For disbelievers, it is a place of regret, realization, and often torment, while for believers, it brings peace, companionship with angels, and anticipation of paradise. The state of one's soul in Barzakh depends on the faith, deeds, and attitudes they held in worldly life, underscoring the Quranic emphasis on personal responsibility and accountability. My friends, with this, the Chat GPT's analysis finishes, and I hope to see you again with stage 6 sometime soon. Thank you and Assalamu alaikum.